feels like the situation, though, is, fairly or unfairly, it's divisive. Would it be better if some of the so-called solutions had been approached, maybe one on the 26th, one on the 27th, different, keeping it but adding to it, some sort of approach that might please both sides? Or is it you're never going to please everyone?
I think that's fanciful. You won't get anything that pleases both sides. It gets so aggro, this argument. I don't understand it myself, but it gets very, very aggressive on both sides. I'm just a bloke who's grown up knowing Australia Day is the 26th of January, and I'm more than happy with it.
Why don't we talk about supermarkets? It just strikes me in politics, you've got to be careful when you say you'll look into a problem, the review into supermarkets and pricing, because then you own it. You have to fix it. So whatever Craig Emerson's going to do, it somehow has to get a better deal, apparently, for farmers, cheaper prices for people. And yet, are our supermarkets, as much as it's tempting to, bash Coles and Woolies at the moment, are their margins that big? Do we know their margins are bigger than other, supermarkets around the world?
No, I suppose we're having an inquiry to find out, but it just seems to me be a bit over the top. I think we're pretty well served myself, and I can't see the reason for the hype around this. As far as I'm concerned, they've got to make a profit. They're not in there as a charity. They've got shareholders who expect a return on their investment, and they've got to provide it. So I've got no problems with the way they behave. They behave exactly as companies are going to do if you're under a system called capitalism. This is capitalism, raw-boned though it may be. That's what it is.
So that's what this has got to look into, right? That when we, it goes beyond the sort of headlines and, wow, they make a lot of money. They're huge companies. They've got 70% of our food and grocery areas. They're not going to make $5 million a year. It's going to be a B, because it is capitalism. So if all of this uncovers that their margins are in keeping, and I don't know the answer, but they're in keeping with other supermarkets around the world, doesn't Labor have a problem then? Because what's it going to do?
Nothing, which is, I suspect, what any government will be doing, where it doesn't matter what colour they are, what party tag they've got on them. You can't, this is a country where you don't have price control. Now, that's just a fact of life. And you can do what you can to influence it, but you can't control it. And there's a big difference in those two words, influence and control.
All right. Well, good luck to them then, Richo. Thank you. We'll talk later on in the week.